What's up, guys? Welcome back to CagedIn MMA. It's your host, Ebit Sochiwa, and this is episode 10. UFC 295, baby. We got the belt on the line, and I am excited for these fights in New York. MSG, baby. Let's go. This is the fight I wanted to go to, but my Dana White callouts haven't been working. So we'll go ahead and start off again with Dana White callout. Dana White, this ain't a fight call out, okay? This is just a fan calling you out so I could get some UFC tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a fan for so long, spent much money on these dolls and, this UFC watch and Bruce Buffer, come on, Prime, let's go. I'm a huge fan all around. Been, bought all pay-per-views for the last freaking I'll say consecutively good, like 6-7 years. I mean, it's been since like Bisping and GSP, but even before that, I've bought pay-per-views like nonstop, right? But I've been a fan for way much longer. I'm talking like old times, like Chuck Liddell, even before Chuck Liddell, actually. Somewhat, obviously, he's part of the OGs. But anyways, Dana White, come on, please give me some UFC tickets, some UFC merch. Check my ESPN account. I'm not lying to you. I don't stream. I buy the pay-per-views. The only reason why I haven't gone to it is because, again, bro, like I a lot of money, bro. Like, this economy, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, Dana White, give me some tickets, give me some merch, give me something, bro. And one day I'll meet you and I'll have an interview with you, and you're gonna see that I'm I'm legit, bro. So, anyways, let's get to it. You already know how we start this, and we're starting with trivia, right? So, 3 questions. Put on your headgear or whatever you need. But first question for UFC 295, by the way, what is Tom Aspinall's average fight time? And I'll give y'all like 10 seconds to answer it, but I'm excited for these fights, man. Like they're obviously it's switched up a lot, but you know. All right. The average fight time for Tom Aspinall is 2 minutes and 19 seconds, which is insane, right? Now, let me go ahead and go to the other question, because this is, what is Sergey Pavlovich fight time averaged? And I'll give y'all a few seconds for that one as well. By the way, this one is going to be very quick, short, kind of running a little late, but gotta, still put this content out. It's more of a hobby. I love it, love these fights, love talking about the fights. So I'm just excited. I'm an excited fight fan. That's all I am, you know? So his average fight time is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. That's 4 seconds difference, bro. Now, when we go to their records, like you'll see some, like it'll be somewhat crazier because Pavlovich, he has more fights under him, but it's definitely going to be crazier, of course. So, like I said, Tom Aspinall's his average fight time is 2 minutes 19 seconds, and Sergey Pavlovich is 2 minutes 23 seconds. Now, listen, guys, I didn't mention this. Obviously, if you're watching this, UFC 295, you already know it's going to be Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira, right, for the vacant light heavyweight belt. And then we got Tom Aspinall versus Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight belt. Because Jones, unfortunately, he got injured. And honestly, I think this is a good thing because he's going to be out for 8 months. Not saying it's a good thing he got injured. It's just, it gives me time to, hopefully one video blows up and then Dana White gets the attention. And I really want to see John Jones before he retires. So, anyways, comment down, below Dana White. Anyways, third question. And by the way, if you get this wrong, you got to get hit by one of your homies or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you got it right, give yourself a pat on the back and stuff. Anyways, third question. Where is Yuri Prochazka from? And then honestly, it's like Yuri Prochazka or something. or Haska. They got some emphasis and accents and such. But many people sometimes wonder. That's why I included it in here. But I'll just give you the actual what it is now. But anyways, so if again, here's the answer. Actually, it is from or he is from the Czech Republic. Yes, sir. So that's where he's from. He's a crazy guy, man. Crazy warrior. He hasn't been long in the UFC. He has been long, active in the fight game though. But yeah, man, like it's crazy. I'm excited for these fights. Like I said, first off, I'm on like 3 hours sleep right now, so I I seem sort of off compared to my other videos, and I'm slurring my words a little bit. But that's just my mouth can't keep up with my brain right now. But anyways, so next, as you guys know, we got fight news. So obviously, if you guys haven't been in tune with fight media, things like that, this is the place to go. And I am your guide because I will give you the main fight news that honestly one would want to know, right? So let's go ahead. If you didn't know, Sean Strickland versus Duplessis is in January. Yes, sir. So obviously, there was a lot of rumors going around where Kamaru and Hamzat that would go for, the belt, and that will be basically the next runner up. My opinion in my last podcast was pretty much saying that, look, man, like these guys are both welterweights, haven't fought an actual middleweight, and it's like give them a middleweight contender, at least a top middleweight contender, and then to fight for the belt, right? And even Sean Strickland, Sean Strickland talked about it. He's like, dude, these guys don't deserve it. And many people were like, oh, Sean Strickland's scared. He's not scared. First off, he loves fighting, and honestly, like even if he's scared, same thing he said with Izzy. It's like, man, I thought this was going to be a bloody war, but look, he went in there, did his job, got the job done, and he'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So that's what I love about him. But he did make a great point, right? And I love this fight. Strickland does deserve Duplessis, especially with Israel Adesanya out. And yeah, man. So next we got in February Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria, and obviously, Volk is coming off a loss with Islam due to the head kick knockout. So honestly, in his interview, post-fight interview, he was talking about basically like, he wants to come, he wants to fight, he wants to stay active, no matter what happened, he wants to be active and be an active fighter and be an active champion. I love that about him. But, he said January, and honestly, I do like the fact that they booked it in February because that gives him a little more time from his loss and then to obviously have a full fight camp. So definitely love that in February. So next we got in March Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera, and this is a rematch, baby. Obviously, last time, what happened when O'Malley, or well, pretty much Cheeto Vera kicked O'Malley in the knee, and then his knee and leg went limp and everything, and then it turned out into a technical knockout. So that being said, O'Malley still believes he's undefeated. Cheeto Vera believes he was winning the fight in the first place and is better than Sean O'Malley, obviously. So he is going to fight. Not obviously like he is better, if not obviously he believes that. Same with Sean O'Malley, right? He believes he's better as well. So I wonder what the game plan will be. Honestly, in the last fight, it seemed like Cheeto Vera was putting up a better fight than Sean O'Malley. But again, now Sean O'Malley is champion. He has fought a better class fighters, and Cheeto Vera as well, right? He has a better class, more experience now. And honestly, this guy is a monster, man. So love this matchup as well. Can't wait. Pretty much knew it was going to happen, just didn't know the day. But now it's official. In March, Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera. Next thing, guys, fans, if you want to join in, right? It's almost Christmas. So Dana White is doing his 12 days of Christmas giveaway again. And if you want the link, it is ufc.com/12 days. Go, just put your email, phone number, and your name, I believe. make sure you're a U.S. citizen, or I think no, I don't even think you have to be not citizen, just reside in U.S. and Canada. But I think it's all international. I may be wrong though, but still go to the website and try to win something, man. Because like same here, I'm just a fan trying to win some merch and or some tickets to the fight, finally experience it for the first time, right? So, you know, do that for yourself as well. Like I said, I'm going to be making this short, so I'm just going to talk about the three main fights on the main event. So we'll start off with Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade. Mackenzie Dern is 13-3. Jessica Andrade is 24-12. Now, obviously, Jessica Andrade does have that experience on her belt, but man, Mackenzie Dern is a monster. And obviously, it's funny because obviously a lot of fans love her. And I mean, if you watch like the embeddeds and stuff like that, the comments are hilarious. But anyways, Mackenzie Dern, she has 7 wins by submission and 6 first round finishes. Compare, her last fights or her last wins, I would say, were to Hill, Torres, and Rodriguez, and I believe she lost to Yan. But Yan is also number 2 ranked, I believe, right now as we speak or as I speak. So she's beat them. And Jessica Andrade, she's 9 win by knockouts, 8 submissions, and get this, 11 first round finishes. Like I said, she has the experience under her belt against Mackenzie Dern. And she has beat the girl who last beat Mackenzie Dern, which is Yan. And honestly, like this, man, this I would say this weight class in itself, or just the women's division, it's very easy and hard at the same time to rise to the top, but also beat the best of the best when it comes to the champions. Because typically, history shows, like, obviously you see the men's division, typically most of the men reign their, division for a long period of time and stuff like that. The two most dominant females have pretty much been um, Valentina Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes. And Ronda Rousey, you could fit her in it for, I guess, a bit, but against Holly Holm, Amanda Nunes came to reclaim it. It wasn't like an extensive career as well, but great year or great career for Ronda Rousey. But anyways, that being said, Zhang Wei Li, many people believe she was going to be the next kind of like Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko of her division. And then what happened was obviously Rose Namajunas, and then Carla Espinoza beat Rose, and et cetera, things like that. So, like I said, I'm honestly excited for new contenders. Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade is going to be a great fight. I honestly believe they're going to go to decision. But comment down below if you think Dern is going to get the submission. Maybe Andrade gets a knockout. First round, second round, third round. Who knows? I feel like if Andrade finishes her, it's going to be in the second round by knockout. If Mackenzie Dern beats Andrade, it's going to be the second or third round by submission. So I'm not a gambler, but if you are, take what I say with a grain of salt, because if I'm being honest, I have predicted many fights, but again, I've been a fan for so long, and I know a lot about these fighters. But anyways, that being said, it's the fight game. You can never know what's going to happen. One knockout can end it all. One submission can end it all. And it's a beauty, man. I love the fight game. Love it. So, anyways, man, I'm telling you, my mouth is working faster than my brain right now because like I'm laggy in my head, if that makes sense. I'm just so tired. Anyways, next. Well, let me get to this actually. Speaking of Andrade, like I said, she has beat Yan, but also her last wins as well have been Suarez and Lemos, which again, these are top fighters compared to like the fighters Mackenzie Dern has fought, because Mackenzie Dern is still coming up, right? So, like I said, it's going to be a great fight, but Mackenzie Dern does have it in her, man. I've always been a fan of hers. Watched many of her fights, even like when she first started in the UFC, and literally, I was like, man, like she's gonna be a real deal in the women's division. And look where she is at right now, right? She could potentially, if she beats Andrade, depending how Jan goes, then you pretty much like she might be up there for that title fight. So, excuse me. Next, for the co-main event of the evening, heavyweight interim belt title. Right? So, John Jones, unfortunately, he got an injury and he cannot fight Stipe Miocic anymore. And that was a huge fight, biggest fight. And it's like, not biggest, I would say, but like, honestly, I mean, both of them went over retired, etc. But, anyways, they're out. So let's talk Sergey Pavlovich, my fault, versus Tom Aspinall. And honestly, this is going to be a crazy fight. And honestly, if you don't know about these guys, bro, if you don't know about these guys and you want to watch a fight, I suggest you watch this one, because it's like, even if you miss the whole event, obviously I wouldn't miss the last three fights if I were you. Just being real, I feel like it's going to be a brawl with all of them. But anyways, like this one, it could also end so quickly, but also they got great chins, man. Like you got Sergey Pavlovich, he's 18-1 versus Tom Aspinall, he's 13-3. Now, Tom Aspinall, I think today he weighed in at 261, and Sergey Pavlovich weighed in at like 257 to 259, somewhere around there. They're sort of close in weight. But anyways, Aspinall, man, he has 10 wins by knockout, 3 wins by submission, and 12 first round finishes. I mean, bro, like he also, like I said, his average fight time is 2 minutes and 19 seconds. It's insane, right? So, it's like this is literally going to be a crazy fast-paced fight, and also against Pavlovich. And here's what I'm saying. Look, Pavlovich, his average fight time is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So now he does have more fights under his name, and he has bigger opponents under his name. That being said, like more ranked opponents and things like that. But that being said, I feel like because they know each other's potential as well, they might take it slow and safe, right? So, it's going to be crazy. I really want to see what happens. Both have tremendous ground game, both have tremendous wrestling skills. Like, Pavlovich always talks about, he's like, man, like I'm good at wrestling. It's not what the fans like. And I knock people out. So it's pretty much like, man, look, you look at Tom Aspinall's record. He has 10 wins by knockout, 3 submissions, 12 first round finishes, right? He's beat Tabora, Volkov. Volkov, obviously, household name, Spivak, and Arlovsky. Bro, first off, let's talk about Volkov, right? His last fight against Tuivasa, the dominance performance he put on and everything. And both of these guys have actually beat Volkov, right? So it's like Sergey Pavlovich, he's on a 6-fight win streak, by the way. And Tom Aspinall isn't on a win streak. Obviously, we got Curtis Blades who beat him, but it was also because of a knee injury. So it was pretty much like, I think Aspinall had kicked him wrong, and then he messed up his knee, and it led to a win for Blades. But anyways, Pavlovich, he's on a 6-fight win streak, 15 wins by knockout, 15 first round finishes. Listen to this. His 15 wins by knockout, 15 first round finishes, 6-fight win streak. He beat Blades. He beat Tuivasa. He beat Derek Lewis. Like, look at those top 3 contenders right there. Obviously, Derek Lewis, he just fought. Unfortunately, he got dominated on the ground. But man, like you already know, this guy has one punch knockout power, right? Tuivasa, same thing as well. One punch knockout power, heavy, household name, very spectacular. Obviously, unfortunately, he lost to Volkov. But again, these guys literally possess so much power in their arms. And again, Pavlovich has been with heavyweights that possess so much power, But again, Tom Aspinall is still on the rise up and still has to face many other top contenders. Again, he faced Volkov. Volkov is known for finishing, but also mainly for like he isn't like I wouldn't say again in heavyweight you got all pure knockout power artists, right? But again, like people like Derek Lewis, Tuivasa, Blades, things like that. Like again, Aspinall did fight Blades, but it ended shortly because of that knee injury. So that's why he's been out for a while, by the way. But anyways, like I said, Pavlovich, he beat Blades, he beat Tuivasa, he beat Lewis, 15 wins by knockout, 15 first round finishes. He's 18-1. But man, like the speed of Tom Aspinall, people are saying, is this speed versus power or what is it? And it's like Pavlovich even said, he's like, nah, man, like this is, this is just a full on fight because we know what each other possess. So, anyways, comment down below who you got in that fight. Like I said, I'm not much of a gambler, and I'm not going to pick this fight because both are great fighters. So, anyways, for the main event of the evening, we got Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. Yuri Prochazka, he's 29-3-1 versus Alex Pereira. He's 8-2. Look, both of these guys have rose to the top very quickly. And again, it might be the curse of the light heavyweight division when Jones left. But like I said, man, like this division has been quickly to get up, new contenders, new champions, things like that. So Yuri Prochazka, obviously, he was the champion. He got injured, vacated his belt. So here we are now, right? I see it as he's defending his belt, whereas technically he's not because he vacated it. But again, I see it that he's still the champion and Alex Pereira is still the contender fighting for that belt, which in a sense he is. But you know, considering Yuri is the champion. So Alex, 6 wins by knockout, 3 first round finishes. And look, Alex Pereira, he was obviously a middleweight coming into MMA, coming into UFC. And it was mainly because of, that hype fight against Israel Adesanya, chasing that, things like that. But man, like the people he's beat, right? You got Jan Blachowicz in the lightweight division that was prior champ. Okay, then he beat Israel Adesanya. Obviously, he beat him the first time they fought. He lost the second time, but still beating a dominant champion like Israel Adesanya. And then on top of that, he knocked out Sean Strickland, the guy who dominated Israel Adesanya and who is currently champion now. So Alex Pereira, man, he's been in UFC for a little bit, but he's technically beat 3 champions already. You know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing when you put it in that aspect. Thinking about it, even right now, it just came up to me. He's like, man, it's like, man, he's actually beat 3 champions. He beat Sean Strickland, which is a current champ. And, you could say what you want, like, oh, well, he wasn't champ then or whatever. He's currently champ. Then, you could say that, but it's like he dominated Israel Adesanya that was champ that Alex Pereira also beat and then lost to, but then Sean Strickland came and dominated. So it's like, Sean Strickland fought the same fight pretty much. Just, stuck up. He didn't even wrestle, nothing like that, just pure striking. And then you got obviously Jan Blachowicz, who also was a former champ. So, man, like, obviously I love it. I love these fights. Um, and, like, again, Alex Pereira, I think in the UFC, he has 6 fights. So his record is 8-2. He has 10 fights, but 6 of those fights have been in the UFC. Right now, let's go to Yuri Prochazka. So he's on a 13-fight win streak, okay? He has 25 wins by knockout, 23 first-round finishes, okay? He's beat Teixeira, he's beat Dominic Reyes, and he's beat Ozdemir, all right? Now, look at his record. Let me repeat it, okay? Yuri Prochazka, he's 29-3-1. 13-fight win streak, 25 wins by knockout, 23 first-round finishes. He only has 3 fights in the UFC, and he became champion. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to see it. It's amazing to see the light heavyweight division moving up so quickly. All these new contenders, how quickly you can rise to the top. And man, like, and then talk about like the kind of style these two guys possess, right? You got Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. They're stand-up strikers. We saw Yuri, finish Teixeira by submission, but man, that was a brawl. You know what I'm saying? So this one is going to be very tough because I don't believe it goes full distance simply because I believe both of them possess knockout power. I believe Alex Pereira possesses more knockout power, but I also believe Yuri might try to wrestle him, grapple with him, things like that. Now, I don't believe Yuri is such an OP grappler, especially like, what we saw Teixeira pretty much dominate up until the end, but, their gas tank was drained, so it was pretty much like by the fifth round, Teixeira, he pretty much his gas tank gave up on him. And same thing with Yuri, man. They were pretty much just rolling and like slobby with their techniques, man, and or sloppy with their techniques. So it was pretty much like, oh, okay, I'll get here and all right, like let's finish it. But again, in a skillful way, obviously, because these two fighters are very skilled. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm cutting this short, and let me know if you like the shorter ones because I know in the previous ones they're typically like an hour and so. But I try to make it, um, where I could talk about everything, recap prior fights, talk about even prelims and early prelims and then the main card, things like that. But let me know if you guys like and are more in tune with the shorter ones as well. So, like I said, comment down below, shout out Dana White, and tag him, tell him I'm calling him out for some damn tickets and merch and all that stuff, man. But I love the UFC. Huge fan of all these fighters, and I just I really want to experience a fight in person. So, like I said, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is UFC 295 in New York, MSG, baby. Let's go. Thank you guys. It's your host, Ebit Sochiwa, and we are out.